Trevor says, I've seen a few people with MarshGuards on the trail lately. What do you think of them, and can you show how they're put on? With the winter months upon us, rain and poor conditions are something all of us are going to have to deal with occasionally on our rides. Fortunately, there are low-cost, low-effort ways to make wet rides much more bearable, such as the addition of a MarshGuard. The MarshGuard is a simple, lightweight fender that mounts directly to the lowers of your fork. There is also the Stash, which extends the fender forward for additional protection, but can also be used to protect rear linkages on full suspension bikes. There isn't a specific guide for a rear application, but with a little trimming and ingenuity, you should be able to come up with something that works. All you need to apply the MarshGuard is 4 zip ties and some scissors or other cutting tool. Remove the front wheel and clean up the fork so you're mounting the fender to a clean surface. This will help prevent any abrasion from debris caught under the zip ties or the MarshGuard once it's attached. There are 2 zip ties that attach to the arc at the top of the lower and 1 zip tie on each lower fork leg. I start by loosely placing all the zip ties around their respective areas of attachment. Once the MarshGuard is loosely secured, check to make sure it's centered and then secure the zip ties. That's all there is to it. Cut the excess off the zip ties and get back out on the trail. If you're going to use the Stash or another MarshGuard to protect the linkage on your full suspension bike, the application process will differ depending on your bike. This is how I used one to protect the lower link on a VPP suspension bike and has been very effective for me. I had to trim it to fit and get a little creative with zip ties to secure it, but it was worth the time and effort. Cost is very minimal, so it's worth a shot even if you mess it up. Just make sure it won't interfere with the rear wheel or restrict movement of the linkage in any way. Happy trails! If you want your question asked on Ask a Mechanic, presented by Cyclery, send your inquiry to webletters@competitorgroup.com.